in charge of membership, and last year he was area governor. He's also heavily involved in the spring Toastmaster convention in Edmonton. So Kurt will speak on the value of joining the Toastmaster organization. Kurt, I present you to the membership.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. Toastmasters organization. This talk is basically set up for our guests and our new members, but I think a lot of the things I'm going to be pointing out is also going to be new to any Toastmasters that have been in the organization for a lengthy time. I know when I became a Toastmaster, after 1 or 2 years, there was a lot of things I didn't know about the big picture. So what I'm going to talk about a little bit is the trees of the organization, which is the members and the clubs, and then the overview, the forest. We're going to look at Toastmasters International, regional, district, division, and area. So I hope it gives everybody here some information, something new that they can take away from here today. Toastmasters organization was founded by Dr. Ralph Smedley in 1924. So that makes our organization 70 years old. It's an organization that has been tested by time and it's been proven to help individuals. It is the only organization that is strictly dedicated to the individual. And that is one thing that Dr. Ralph Smedley always wanted to maintain. It was always set up for the individual. There's 8,000 Toastmasters clubs throughout the world. And there's over 180,000 Toastmasters in the organization. So you're looking at a very large organization that is run by a lot of very distinguished leaders to help us grow. So let's look at all the aspects of Toastmasters. Let's start with the club. The first thing that you have is a short business meeting, like Ron has just given here. And what that should help you do is get familiar with parliamentary procedures. Do new members, Ron, get the book by old Garfield Jones? Procedures? Okay, well this is the one they're encouraged, and you can't get them at bookstores, on how to run a meeting with parliamentary procedures. Like when you're doing your motions and your amendments, it gives you a proper way to do it. And you think, oh, that sounds like a lot of fun, parliamentary procedures. But if you ever go to your own business, or if you go to a condo association meeting or a community league meeting, they go on and on and on because people don't know how to run their meetings. So that really helps you. And I know it's helped me in those different organizations and associations kind of get through a meeting. We've got table topics, which we'll be going through a little later, and one of our new members is going to be the table topic master. And that helps you with impromptu speaking. What they'll do is they'll give you a topic, and you have to stand up for a minute to a minute and a half to discuss it. Okay, you think impromptu speaking, where will I learn that? Well, I've been on TV a couple of times for just short interviews about my business, and I tell you, table topics has really helped myself. Because they all of a sudden they'll say, okay, you're on the air, and they start asking you questions. So you better be comfortable with it. As well, table topics can help you when your boss asks you a question, or a supervisor asks you a snap question like that. It helps you get your mind and everything in order. Table topics is very good for impromptu speaking. Evaluation is an important mandate. All the speakers will always be evaluated. Today I'm using Teja Singh. He's going to be evaluating my speech. I don't know if he'll give an oral evaluation, but he'll be telling me how I can improve my speech and my presentation and some of the things that I did well. And that's how we learn. We're in a kind of an incubator here where we're all helping each other. The evaluation is always to be positive and always to be of assistance to the Toastmasters throughout your speech. And that's how we learn. Besides being a speaker, you'll also be a Toastmaster, you'll be a table topics master, you'll be an evaluator, you'll be a timer, an odd counter, a grammarian. So you get to move around through all the different positions within the club for each different meeting, and those positions are always rotating. When you join Toastmasters, one of the things you'll get is every month you'll get a Toastmasters magazine. And this comes from Toastmasters International. And it explains everything that's kind of happening and gives you actually some good things on personal growth and development. It's a very good magazine. You'll be getting this every month as a member. As well, what Ron alluded to was the communication and leadership program. This manual contains 10 speeches. And when you can finish all 10 speeches, you'll get what's called a CTM, to become a confident Toastmaster. And inside it, it's got the icebreaker. You talk a little bit about yourself on your first speech. And then you go into organize your speech, hand gestures, vocal variety, And it goes through all the different things on how you can become a better speaker. All right. So this is a very, very good book, and you'll always be evaluated on each one of your speeches. And I encourage all members, not only new members, to use the manuals and gain as much as you can out of each of those. If you're going to do vocal variety, talk like you're using vocal variety. Change your tone, change your pace. Always take the exercises in that manual to the outside envelope. Test the boundaries of yourself as a speaker and have a lot of fun with it. Because again, you're in a real comfortable group here where people want to help you. And Ian is really impressed. He's so impressed. He's got to go.
I have the 12:30.
Yes.
Sorry.
Thank you for coming in. Okay, so that's giving us a little bit of an idea about the club and about the members. But let's look outside the club. What is outside? What is the encompassing of this organization? Well, the first thing you have is Toastmasters is built on what's called an inverted pyramid. I hope. Everybody see that all right? What we have is the most important part of Toastmasters is the member. The member is the most important. From the member you build your clubs. Clubs will build an area builds divisions. Divisions build districts. And districts also, there's kind of a subset here, build regions. And regions, then you have your world headquarters, which is in California, Mission Diego, California. At world headquarters, you have your board of directors, which is your president, and your executive committee. Just expanding on that a little bit. The offices of leadership within the club. Does everybody here know the offices? Okay, you've got the president, you got the vice president of education, who will help you through your manuals and speeches and organize usually the programs. You have the VP of membership, you've got the VP of public relations, you've got the secretary, you have the treasurer, and you have the sergeant of arms. Okay, so that's all the people that are involved within the club. For speech contests, as you become a better speaker, even I know my first speech, I gave it in the humor speech contest. I don't encourage you to go into the humor speech contest in your first speech, but it's something that you can do. And they have the humor speech contest and the table topic speech contests in the fall. Okay, and in the spring you have the international and the evaluation contests. Okay. Those are something you don't have to go into, but I'll tell you, in my personal experience, you grow a lot with your speaking ability when you go in front of strangers and in a contest type of format. It really helps you grow as an individual. And again, that's what we're all here for. So the clubs will form an area, and you're in Area 9. So here you are here, and this is kind of a map of Edmonton. You got the Borealis, the Eloquent Albertans, Ag Lib, Fun Speakers, and the University Club. So you're in Area 9. And Tim has something to add to this.
It's why you're talking mostly wordsmiths.
Oh yeah, okay, I like them, I'm sorry, that's right.
Wordsmiths divide negative and
Okay, thank you, Tim. And so your area governor is Jeff Gibbs. And so when you win your speech contest, if you go into the speech contest in your club and you win it, you'll go to an area speech contest. And from there, go to divisions. And your Division F governor is Margaret Babalski from the Fun Speakers here in Edmonton. So you're in Division F, which is Central Alberta. Yeah, A, D, C, G, B, and E. So through our divisions, you can see that we have 7, which encompass District 42. And District 42 is Flo Moss. She's our district governor. And from there, we also have a district council. At the district speech contests, you will have the humors, same thing, humors, table topics, international, and evaluation. From your divisions, now as we go up and out, we go into regions. So this is Region 4, with which we are involved with. It encompasses Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, part of Ontario, Montana, North and South Dakota, Nebraska, and Minnesota. So there's we're getting bigger here, like as we're going expanding out. And you can see that we're part of a big group, and at this level you have the international and humor speech contests. And from the region, you have 2 international directors. And we have 2 with us, they're Doug Kutu from, I believe, where's Doug from? You know Tim? Pardon? Winnipeg? No. And Ron and Geet, I know Ron's from the United States. So the 2 regional directors go onto the board of directors. And there are 8 regions in the world. Here's the last, kind of taken away here. It's not very well focused, but you can see here's our region 4. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've got 8 regions, and there's also one that's kind of encompassing Australia, Africa, New Zealand. So there we have the 8 regions. And all the regions become international, which has its headquarters in California. And each year you have one international convention. Last year it was held in Toronto, and this coming year it'll be held in Louisville, Kentucky. And that's where they elect a new international president. And they have top educational sessions, and you have the World Champion of Public Speaking. The International Speech Contest is the only contest that goes all the way to international. And with winning that contest, you will become the World Champion of Public Speaking. So that kind of shows you where you fit into the big puzzle throughout the world. From your club all the way to the region to international. And just to show you the district quickly again here, this is what it looks like. You'll have the district council, then you have division councils, so like you'd have A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Then outside the divisions you have areas, and outside the areas you have all your clubs. And then again, if you want to take it one farther, you would be members. So that is what Toastmasters is all about, and how far you can go with it. There's 2 levels, 2 streams you can take. There's the speaking levels, which you start with your CTM, your 10 speeches. Then you can go to an ATM, which is called an Able Toastmaster, and you get another, you choose 3 manuals you want to speak from, but you get 15 more speeches. And then you can go to a DTM, which is your Distinguished Toastmaster. So that's the kind of the channel for speaking, as well as leadership modules that you can take. And from there you can go into like area governors, division governors, district governors. So there's 2 different channels, really helping yourself grow as an individual in both the communication and leadership modules. But on behalf of District 42 and Flo Mawson, to wrap up, I would like to thank Ron for inviting me out. And I encourage all the members, and especially our new members, to really use the tools that are available through Toastmasters. And I hope that you can grow. And as our international theme is people building people, and our district theme being hitch your wagon to a star, I welcome you to Toastmasters organization, and all the best, and I hope to see you in other functions of the organization. Thank you very much. I'll just leave these up front here too if anybody wants to take a look at these later on.
Thanks, Kirk. I enjoyed that very much. Now we know. So I'd like to pass the meeting over to our Toastmaster, Hank Boss.
International organization. I think his speech was very well received by the audience. I was looking all around me, and everybody seemed to be listening very attentively and absorbing the information that was presented. The mention of Toastmaster was also mentioned right from the very beginning, and he got onto the topic and he went into great depth on various diverse aspects of this very complex organization. It's very difficult to explain them, but you did it very nicely and effectively. It seemed to be absorbed very easily by most of us. There was a lot of information that he presented. What are the parliamentary procedures, why we need presentations, why we need evaluations, why we find table topics to be useful. All these things which are part of our program, he explained the net effect, the beneficial effect of all those things very effectively. I thought that was nicely done. And he gave his own example how he has used some of those techniques when twice he appeared on the TV. He also mentioned about various regions and all the structure, the inverted pyramid, how the club member is at the top and everything is below it. So that's a special feature of Toastmasters International, why club is the most important element of the entire organization, and he did it very well. I think his good points were he had a lot of confidence, and you had a lot of good gestures and great vocal variety. I think it was your confidence and enthusiasm that carried you through your very complex speech about a very complex organization. I think the analogy of members being trees and the organization being a forest was also very good, because we are here a forestry organization. We are meeting at a forestry center, so I think you went to the heart of a lot of people by saying that. I think those people who didn't know, supposing if I didn't know anything about the Toastmasters organization, and that's the criteria they are asking me as an evaluator judge, I would have formed a very favorable impression of the organization we were trying to create public relations about. My only point for improvement is that you could have come out with much more forthcoming, forthright introduction. But all very well done. Congratulations.
Thank you, Teja, for that evaluation. I call now on Pat Stewart to do the